Hello, good morning. Enthusiasm that doesn't belong to me. I said my enthusiasm. There is a word that is preceding this, which is motivation. You say a person is motivated, an impetus, purpose, goal, objective that the person has in his mind. And again, it operates at a conscious or unconscious level. He is doing this consciously or unconsciously. He has this goal, he has this, I'm talking about motivation. He wanted to reach, and he doesn't stop. What comes after this? An enthusiasm. It is as if we say a dynamism that is generated from this self-motivation. A dynamism, an impetuous dynamism, we can call it perhaps bootstrap, that is pushing a person to continue as an energy. Yeah. The thing is, what if all of the above are not mine? I'm transporting them. Cannot be. Come on, man. You exaggerate. We put this question mark aside. We come back to this shortly. You hear in this modern life society the word, I like a challenge. You hear it from the Western world. You know, the population like me and you, whatever. I don't know. I'll say me. I don't want to include you. You're going to get mad at me. So we just follow. They say that I repeat recitation and rehearsal and keep going, you know. I like a challenge. It is strange. When you look at these people in a corporate environment, all of these people were all graduated students from sometimes very famous, reputable universities. They were students. They are like whatever they have. They are bachelors, they have a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, or maybe 2 or 3, whatever. You know, all of them. In the corridor of their universities, you hear this a lot. I like challenge. Even lessons, presentations are made based on this. You have to know your competitors in order to challenge them. Does it stop there? I strongly doubt it. These same people who are on a corporate, on a high level in these companies, you should know. You know you don't know, perhaps you know it better than me, what kind of espionage, industrial espionage, the level of industrial espionage, at what level? What kind of equipment do they have, do they possess in order to spy on other companies, on each other? You cannot believe it. You would say we live in a fiction. I mean, you accept it when you say it belongs, like spying agency on a government level, which is the case of the US. I don't like to waste my time to speak about these things. How powerful, and they know everything you're doing in your house. They have a laser that is not even perceived, is a transparent. They put it on a house, they listen to everything. They know when you move in your computer, what you do. This is a waste of time. I don't frankly like this. If I find it in a bag, I wouldn't pick it up. I look for knowledge. I look for wisdom. I don't waste my time. It's necessary perhaps to give some small details about these same people who speak about this, how they challenge each other with hatred, how they sabotage each other. I'm saying equipment you cannot believe. I'm not talking on a government level. What's going on in the computers, what you cannot imagine, these same people, which is very strange. You call this motivation, challenge. Look at it leading them to. If by chance there is a sympathy, because we heard, I remember it was a legacy, a legend, we heard there was a sympathy that makes you feel good, or it's going to give me good reputation among my colleagues, or there is an empathy. It's going to be an institutional empathy, if you know what I mean, conditioned. It's going to be an institutional sympathy. If there is love, it's the same thing. Everything has time, conditioned, it's a part of the consumer-producer system. Let's not waste the time. Our topic is about motivation and about enthusiasm. I carry them, they are not mine. They are based on a challenger that I have initially visualized, and then there was an energy, sort of autogenic energy that was created within me. God speaks about this. He said, he doesn't say motivation. He doesn't say enthusiasm. He said, قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون. It's say, قل, tell them, Muhammad, say, in God's grace and mercy, let them rejoice. Let them rejoice, فبذلك فليفرحوا. It is an indubitable. There is no other happiness. There is no other enthusiasm beside this. That's what it means, indubitable. But the way the guide said it, it is he gives you like a choice. It's preferable for you, you come your way willingly to choose this kind of happiness, of joy. You want to find it with the challenge. You are creating a conditional and conditioned joy. So قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون. In God's grace and mercy, let them rejoice. That is better than what they hold, what they have in their acquisition. خير مما يجمعون. Look here. This challenge, what is creating in human being, the persons develop something, it's inside him, but it's extrinsic. I'm sorry, what did you say? I say it's an extrinsic interiority. That's a contradiction, what you just said. No, it's not. Take an example of a cyst. It's what you call a parwa that is containing parasites inside you. Is it a part of your body, of your organism? No, it's not. Like liver, the kidney, stomach, these are part of the body. Something extra, it is inside you, but it is outside. Getting back to the enthusiasm, motivation, wherever. You develop them, but they are like this. You know, I don't know if I can give, there is a word, hypostasize. To hypostasize is to give to give some example, concrete example to something abstract, very difficult to visualize. So you give something, an example, a concrete example, that's the verb to hypostasize, if I'm correct. Probably I forgot. So look at this. Do you see these soap bubbles, air bubbles? They flow, but they disappear. You try to touch them, you don't find them. I'll do it again. Like this. You can see them now. You see, they are inside the person. They flow. When a person points his eyes inwardly, that we call introspection, we don't do the introspection. We just point our eyes. We find this. But why I feel I am deprived of something? It's not inside me. It's inside, but it's extrinsic. Extrinsic is not a part, it's superfluous. Why, you see, other than the believer, the sincere believer. Doesn't mean because he's a Muslim. No. A sincere and mukhlis. Beside this, all the Western world, predominantly Christians, Jews, all the polytheism, which is Hinduism, they rush to externalize images. You know, it's prohibited in Islam. Images, idols, wherever. This is what is inside the person. It's inside him that creates fear because he is deprived of something inside him. I need a challenger. Am I talking about two topics at the same time? I'm speaking about the same topic. I said the deprivation pushes the person unconsciously to externalize an image, something to recuperate that fear, and it keeps switching from one idol to another. Then we call this civilization, and then we call this an art. A person is constantly looking how to recuperate that kind of, don't say gap. No, it's emptiness. This is creating why it was developed based on a visualized challenger. Inside that emotion, there is everything archived is over there. The reason why once the Prophet, peace be upon him, was lying down anyway, I don't talk about the cause of this or the hadith, he was lying down, or the tracing of that, what do you call, the words as a carpet, it left some marks on his body. He was like this. Then Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he came, he said, started crying when he saw him like that. He said, why are you crying? He said, I'm looking at the kings in the world, the way they walk, like today, on the red carpet, sitting on a throne, like, the armchairs, whatever, in gold, the thrones, they are nothing. You, prophet of God, you sleep on this. He said about those people, he said, لَهُمُ الدُّنْيَا وَلَنَا الْآخِرَةِ. He said, they have this world, and we have the other world. When he meant this, because of the miscreants of religion, whether in Judaism, Christianity, including Islam, not the Quran that was modified, but the attitude, the behavior towards Islam is totally. He said, لَهُمُ الدُّنْيَا, they rush how to build the external world because of this challenge, because of material world, because of greed, anyhow, anytime. They don't care about the results, the repercussions inside them. So they build it and they leave this world. So look at that the way it is in the world today. Everything is based on this enthusiasm. At the end, it makes you a transporter of enthusiasm. That's not an enthusiastic person. Pay attention to these following adjectives or adverbs. Jesus Christ came, peace be upon him, to show people how to breathe the soul in every action. Well, to breathe the soul into the bird that he fashioned it with clay. Did he leave it like that? You know that God is against idolatry. He fashioned it with God's permission, with God's authorization, with God's, at the instant time, God asked him to breathe the soul. He breathed the soul into that and it flew as a bird. Why? characteristic of this particular animal, it doesn't stick to the earth. It could have been a lamb, it could have been another animal that walks on the ground, but it flew. It shows you what the nata'ij, the results in the external world and inside you at the same time. So this person, the person who is gallant, is not the person who is carrying an emotion of gallantry. The person who is an empathic is not a person who is carrying an emotion of empathy. A person who is sympathetic is not a person who is carrying an emotion of sympathy. Generous, carrying an emotion of generosity. All of these, carrying them, when he wants to behave, he behaves, he makes recourse, an option to a uniform to act with it. He knows that he doesn't have it. It's not intrinsic, it's an extrinsic. Taking a uniform, behaving with it. Especially these days in the modern society that they call this. You want to express your love, you wait for one day. You want to express Mother's Day, you have a Mother's Day. Your love towards the parents, towards the father, towards every day, everything has a day. An emotion has a day. Okay? What's wrong with it? What is wrong with it is your enthusiasm, your feelings were rotating with 365 days under the solar calendar. I said originally, primordially. Your emotions were rotating under the lunar calendar 354 days, day and night. And now there is a focus. When there is a focus of one day, you have killed 364 days. I didn't kill them. Good for you. Thank you for your time. And so long, as they say, see you soon.